Hi, my name is Shane. Welcome to my channel. I have a huge passion for animals, specifically reptiles and amphibians, more or less reptiles, and I also really like filming and making videos, and I've never been brave enough to post my videos, and I guess I was just maybe scared of people I know coming across them and things like that, but honestly I just want to do what's gonna make me happy, and so I'm just going to do it. So I thought for my first video a good idea would be to basically just introduce whoever's watching to me and my animals. I want to first of all apologize for my setup that I have. It is going to get better. I'm currently in the midst of redoing my room, and I have a rack coming for my animals' tanks, so right now they're kind of just around my room. Just bear with me until I can get a better setup for filming and everything like that. We should just get right into it. So I'm going to be showing you my animals in order that I got them. So our first guest is down here. You might be able to hear him, but here, this is Hank. Come on, Hank, say hi. This is my 11-year-old French bulldog. He is, he's getting quite old, and he basically has no thoughts, no brain. He's so sweet though. I've had him since 2010, so yeah, like almost 11 years. He was very young when we got him, probably a little bit too young to be taken away from his mom, so he's a bit of a suck, but he is literally the sweetest. So yeah, Hank is an oldie. He's slowing down quite a bit. He wears a little diaper, which I will attempt to show you. Here, his little diaper. His back legs don't work so great anymore, but he's okay, and he's not in very much pain or anything, and he takes some meds for that. But yeah, he's definitely getting old, and it's very sad, but we love him so much. He is literally the best. He's really weird. He definitely has some neurological issues. He has doggy OCD and does weird things. He had surgery to make his nose holes bigger so that he could breathe properly. So I was 5 years old when we got Hank, so I've grown up with him and I just love him so much. That was Hank. Okay, so I was getting my next animal out to show you and tell you how sweet he is and how I've had him for quite a few years, and I put him down in my lap and he bit onto my thigh really hard, and now my thigh is bleeding, so that's awesome. So here he is. This is Piglet. I did not name him. I got him from a pet store late 2016, and they had let some kids from the hospital actually name the animals. That's where he got his name, and I just kind of never got around to changing it. He did used to bite actually quite often, but he stopped for a while. It's feeding day today. I'm feeding them tonight, which is why I'm doing this now, so that I can hold them to show you. He usually knows when he'll be eating, so I think that's kind of why he was biting. He's also in blue. Yeah, he tends to be kind of an ass when he is in blue. So I'm not fully surprised that he gave me a little bite. But it wasn't really an angry bite. I think it was more of like, I'm gonna eat you bite, so I definitely think he's hungry and he's going to get a nice big meal today. But this is Piglet. He was quite small when I got him. I have a picture, maybe I'll throw it in. So this is a picture of me and Piglet in 2016. He was quite small when I got him. Now he is, he's a male, so he's a small ball python. He's probably almost 6. So yes, that is Piglet. I am going to put him back because not that he's acting very stressed, but though bites are bearable, I don't really want to take another one, so I may just put him back and start thawing out some rats for him. We're going to move on to the next animal, which is my dog who's at my dad's house. He is a German Shepherd Husky mix with all kinds of other things. He was a rescue, so we're not completely sure what's in him for like genes, but is pure white. He's a lot smaller than we thought he was going to be, but he's still a bigger dog. And he's still quite young as well. I'd say he's probably only 7 or so months old. I'll try to insert some pictures of him. So this is a video of Jessico in April. Yeah, he was literally so tiny. He grew so fast. It's so sad. And this is a video of him in June, I believe. He had a little cut on his forehead from another dog. But he still looks like a baby here, but he's definitely way, way bigger. I think this is also in June, maybe even on the same day. And this is yesterday on Halloween in his costume. And here's a picture of him today. His name is Jessico, and yeah, he's like crazy. He'll like jump around. My dad lives up in the mountains where it's snowing like crazy, and he loves it. He's super in his element there, so that's awesome. So I recently got this next animal. She doesn't have a name yet. I have quite a few ideas that I keep going with and then changing, so I'm trying to decide, but she is a bearded dragon. I'm honestly not sure what morph she is. I think she's probably just some kind of really basic morph. I couldn't get any information about it, but she is honestly so sweet. She'll just like cuddle up and hang out with you. She's very active and she's such a pig. And she hates veggies, like most baby beardies. She's my third bearded dragon. My other bearded dragons I had rescued or gotten when they were older, so I didn't have them for their full lifespan. So I'm really excited. I got her. She was probably about 2 months old. Now she's about 3.5-ish. She's grown significantly. She was about 6 inches when I first got her, 6.5, and now she's close to 9. So she's absolutely grown. She's currently shedding. All my reptiles are in blue are shedding as we speak. So she is currently in shed, but she's really just, I honestly love her so much. She's so interesting to watch, and I don't know, just hang out with. My mom loves her, loves to hang out with her. Like, she's a bit young to have sexed her already, but it's beginning to become more and more apparent to me that she is a she. I was convinced that she was a he, and I was calling her he all the time. Cool. So now I'm trying to get used to calling her a she. She's really, really pretty. I'm really loving her colors. My other bearded dragons that I've had in the past have been more of your basic like gray, brown, white kind of black colors, whereas she's got a lot of that red, orange kind of fiery colors in her. Obviously right now she's shedding, so it is difficult to see her full brightness. Anyway, she's very active, always wants to like be moving. Also, I'm sorry if I'm looking away and not right into the camera. I have such an annoying habit of doing that, so I really apologize. But here she is, and I guess let's just move on. Okay, the next animal I have is my most recent animal. This is my Pueblan milk snake. Milk snakes are known to be very active and kind of even like very skittish and nervous. That he is. So it's very hard for me to get a good shot of him because I like to keep him close to the ground, as I know he's just a bit less stressed that way. But his name is Vedder, as in Eddie Vedder. He is about 9 years old, or so I'm told. I got him, well, pretty recently. The family who had him before me was unable to care for him. I did change his name because I just wasn't a huge fan of the name that they'd given him, but yeah, I honestly love him so much. He's like, oh my god, he's just so interesting. And I'd been looking into a king snake, and I was thinking maybe a Mexican black king snake, and then I came across the milk snakes, and I was looking into getting a Nelson's milk snake, and then one of my friends texted me, he was like, hey, my family has a snake that we can't really take care of anymore, and I know you keep snakes, and so we were wondering if you would be able to take him, and I was like, absolutely. So this is a Pueblan's milk snake, and I love him. He's just so interesting. He's such a good eater. They were feeding him live before I got him. I do not feed him live, but he right away took to the frozen thawed. He's being weirdly calm right now. He's in blue as well, which might be the reason for this calmness that we are seeing, but he's so much skinnier than my ball python. Of course, that makes sense. He's longer, no doubt. Maybe not 2 times longer, but he's quite a bit longer. Yeah, it's been honestly such a good time, like just getting to watch him burrow and just kind of watch and see how they move and how they do things, how they eat. You know, he obviously doesn't ball up like a ball python or strike the way one does, so it's very interesting to see all of his mannerisms and the way he does things. He's darkening up a lot where his white patches were. I find when he sheds, those white patches actually get more and more brown or black, which is kind of interesting as they were actually pale yellow beforehand. He's not a big fan of being held. They were quite kind of scared of him in his previous home, so they didn't really hold him very often. So I've been trying my best to handle him. Not too much to make him stressed, but enough to, you know, get him more used to being held, because, you know, I like to be able to spend time with my animals and take them out of their enclosures so that they are able to have some more enrichment and not be stuck in a box all day long. I find it really interesting holding a milk snake compared to a ball python, because obviously a ball python kind of hangs onto you and is wrapped around you, whereas a milk snake is really floppy. They're not really, you know, they're not really curling up around you. You have to really support them. I'm also going to be feeding him today. He's never shown me any defensiveness, aggression, nothing. I am told that he did bite a couple of times in his previous home, but I have not seen anything like that from him at all. He's been such a joy to have. I really love him. I'm so happy to have had the opportunity to get to keep one of these animals. They've just been really interesting to watch, and he's so beautiful. I absolutely love the, you know, the mimicry of the coral snake, and it's just, he's really a delight. So that's actually all of my pets. I don't have nearly as many as a lot of the people on YouTube do. It's an expensive hobby to keep animals, and you can't just go out and see a snake and think, oh, I'm gonna buy that and take it home and put it in a box. They just make the decision to go and buy an animal, and I just think you really need to think through when you want to get a reptile or any animal in general, because they come with a lot of responsibility. And though my snakes are great and I only have to feed them every week to 2 weeks to week and a half, this girl right here I feed multiple times a day because she's a baby. I have to make her salads. I cut up bugs because she's too small to eat full-size bugs. It's just kind of like a whole thing. You have to make sure they're staying hydrated. And for snakes, it's also not, you see them once a week and that's all to feed them. You need to be spot cleaning their tank, making sure their tank is clean in general. You need to be making sure you're refreshing their water daily. So I definitely don't want to give the impression that you should just go out and see an animal and think, hey, I'm gonna buy that and take it home, because it's simply not that easy. It can be expensive to keep animals, especially exotic animals and animals in general. I definitely think that my collection will expand. Till then, I'm not really sure what I want to use my channel for. I know that I definitely want to make videos about animals because that is just something I'm really passionate about, but also I love Christmas and I might make some Christmas videos. I just really love animals and I really want to have a platform where I can talk about them even if nobody wants to watch. I have a really good time making these videos, editing them, talking about my animals and sharing something that I'm passionate about. And I don't think I'm a pro, and maybe you shouldn't take all your advice from me. I'm definitely open to answering questions and telling you how I feel about things and how I like to do things. I plan to make a video when I get my rack and probably show me setting that up, as well as, she looks so judgmental right now, can I help you? As well as making a video about upgrading my reptiles tanks, because though Piglet is in a tank, good for him, I do want to rescape it. I'm just not happy with the way it is. It's not overly naturalistic and I like a more naturalistic feel, and so I definitely want to get that going. My milk snake is currently in a tank way too small for him, and it's honestly upsetting for me just to have him in there, and I just need to get a bigger one. But when the people who gave him to me, they gave him to me in the tank with everything, and so you know, I'm in the process of getting him all new stuff and a whole new tank. I put her away because I was concerned that she was going to just jump in. I just thought she might be happier back in her little house. So her current enclosure is not too small for her. Okay, sorry, I put her away because she wanted to run and jump, and I thought maybe she would just be happier in her enclosure. She has not outgrown her enclosure. It's actually a good size for her right now, but she obviously will grow. She's only a few months old, but bearded dragons get considerably big, so she definitely will need an upgrade, and I would really like to film videos about my upgrades for my animals, how I'm going to be keeping the rack, and that sort of thing. I also have an extensive list of reptiles and some amphibians that I'm really interested in keeping and learning more about. And though I'm sure I won't even get to have half of those animals because it's an extensive list, I think that I will get to have some, and I would like to talk about that and my experience with owning these animals. I'm really interested in finding a hognose. I would absolutely love a hognose. That was the kind of snake I originally wanted, so that's definitely high on my list. I've also been considering getting a Pac-Man frog and some smaller reptiles, and because I will be upgrading Vedder and the bearded dragon, I will have 2 empty enclosures. And though that doesn't mean I'll immediately get animals to fill them, because I want to make sure I can care for those animals properly before I jump into getting more. I may eventually get more, and I probably will. So if you want to see that and stick around, please subscribe. You can like the video, turn on post notifications if you want, but I feel like nobody's even going to see this video, but if you do, I really appreciate it, and if you've made it all the way through, I really, really appreciate you watching and letting me talk about my hobbies and things that make me happy. If there's any other content you want to see from me, comment, and I will definitely, you know, check it out and see what I can do. I really appreciate anyone who watched, and yeah, I'm just grateful to have this opportunity to have reptiles and get to talk about things that make me passionate. I'm someone who struggles with some things, and I definitely think that having animals has been a huge thing in my life that has helped me through some really difficult times. I'm gonna have to work on how I want my outros to be, but anyway, my setup I promise will get better. It's just gonna take me a little bit of time to figure out all the lighting and everything. Comment what you want to see in my next video. I'm going to try and keep it pretty consistent with posting. Thank you for watching.